What is up, all of you beautiful nerds? We're here at Celebration. We're pretty excited about it. This is another edition of Fan Chats Live from Chicago. We're going to talk about Episode 9, what we can expect from the Episode 9 panel tomorrow. Going to break down what people are saying on the show floor and also just talk about, in general, how Chicago has been so far. So this is executive producer Al Schuler, guys. You have heard this name before. And Al is here with us in Chicago. Al, how you doing, man?
Not bad, man. Glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me out, bro. I appreciate it big time.
Of course. We had a really good, I think we had a really good Thursday.
Yeah, man.
You've never been to Celebration before. How, just what was your overall, like, takeaway? What did you think, like, as you were out there with it?
It was initially a bit overwhelming for me, man. I was like, oh, my God. Just seeing everybody there, and the energy was amazing, man. So much stuff, so hard not to go broke, but dude, loved it. Loved it.
Dude. I'm glad that you did. The energy is just crazy. Like, you know, I before, you know, leading up to it, even, and you and I had some conversations about this too. We talked about like what's the mood gonna be like? Could any of this like internet Last Jedi fan divide stuff, was any of that gonna spill over? Mm-hmm. I didn't feel any of that whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Everybody's just so happy to be there. And, you know, other things, too, you notice, like, the older fans that have been rocking this for, like, 30 years, like the older ladies that are, like, really into it, you know what I mean, and all this and that. It's just a totally different thing. When you actually go to a celebration, I highly recommend everybody go to a celebration. When you see these people that have lived in this fandom for so long, man, you get this whole new perspective, this whole new understanding of what this is, what this means to people, and why, you know, it means so much.
Yeah, man. It's a huge deal. And it's like you said, you get around all of the people and you see how crazy it is and just the energy and the positivity. And it's like, how can you not get pumped?
Yeah, dude.
How can you not be excited for Episode 9 and what Star Wars has in the future, dude? It's crazy.
Yeah, man. This is, yes, Mark. This is the great Al Schuler himself.
In the building.
And, dude, I totally agree with you, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, just seeing that and just feeling that, being by it. Like, again, highly recommend. I can't say enough about actually trying to get out to one of these things. So let's talk Episode 9. So tomorrow morning, Episode 9 panel. First time we're going to see anything from this movie.
Right.
Other than maybe, you know, some leakage here and there, you know, the concept art. Very little. Mm-hmm. The question is, JJ is a guy who really, really likes to hold things close to the chest, to the vest, whatever that expression is. But he doesn't like to tell us much. So is he going to break his rules tomorrow? Is he going to give us a lot? Or what are you thinking? What are you feeling?
I think they're going to have to kind of he's going to have to go away from it a little bit and give us a little more than normal.
Yeah.
I think what they're going to have to do in order to kind of settle the fandom a little bit is really give us a good chunk of Episode 9. If they really want to kind of get the fandom and everybody back on board, they're going to have to give us more than just a little sizzle reel. It's going to have to be a really in-depth trailer with some really dope stuff in order for the fandom to kind of calm down a bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think that, you know, they sort of said that too, like that they need to take it differently, approach it differently this time. And so far, so quiet. And I think that you gotta let loose a little bit with it. Do you think that there's a possibility we would get a sizzler reel and a trailer? Do you think that's something that might happen?
I think so. I think if we did, the trailer would probably be more fan servicey.
Yeah.
I think we'd get more less of the story and more of kind of just showing fans that this is going to return Star Wars back to what they know.
Yeah.
And then maybe the sizzle reel kind of gives us some stuff, tidbits about the storyline.
Yeah.
But the actual trailer, even though I think they're going to they should and they will give us a lot, I think it's all going to be more just around the fan servicey stuff that kind of people have already kind of speculated and expect to see.
Yeah. Jacob Nixon, sorry to disappoint you. No Star Wars cosplay tonight, but I did get my very first lightsaber. It's up on the Den of Nerds Instagram if you want to check it out. It's sweet.
It is dope. It is dope.
Very happy about it.
He's making me want to get my own.
Yeah, dude. I want to get everybody to get one.
Yeah,
take a picture. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I think you might be right when it comes to the trailer and the fan servicey thing. You know, one of the things that I've been interested in is he just did an interview. JJ just did an interview, and he said something. And like everybody's running all over this, right? Mm-hmm. Back then, he kind of mentions that Ryan took it a different direction. it's like the first time we've heard somebody like in creative actually sort of admit this. That he was like, I had this vision, Ryan sort of took it this way, and then he's sort of explaining why that added to the difficulty of 9.
Right.
You know what I mean? And,
Right.
and what that would be doing. Do you think that he's going to expand on that tomorrow? Is there going to be any sort of a, The Last Jedi? Are they going to sort of talk about it and maybe try to calm people down? Do you think?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
I think they're going to probably brush over episode 8 and kind of give you or not really refer to any of the changes there.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be kind of more focused on 9 and what to expect from 9 and what kind of feels you'll get from it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think you're right. They're kind of focusing on the feels. So let's break into rumors a little bit here now. And guys, if you could like the stream, that would be awesome. Thank you, Athenia, for that. And we're gonna jump into Q&A in just a second. So if you guys have some questions, and we're here, you know what I mean. If you got some questions about what was going on or anything that we saw, let us know. Super chats are of course welcome. They support the channel, support us. We will answer every super chat that comes in. If you don't have any loot, don't worry about it. Just drop questions and we'll try to get to as many as we can. So one of these big rumor things, man, is this whole idea of this oracle or of this, what are they calling her? Like a prophet or something like that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's such a weird concept. Are they going to show us, if that's true, or even if it's not true, let's say something else is really weird in the movie. Are they getting weird on us tomorrow?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be just a lot of let's get everybody loving Star Wars again. I think as we get closer to the release, then we'll start to get more information about the plot. And I also think that's going to have to do with the fact that Disney doesn't want to overshadow in-game as much.
That's true.
So they don't want to kind of spill the beans on 9
until
they've maxed or milked as much of the in-game hype as they can.
So like a true teaser.
Yeah.
That might be the best way to do it. But you're right. I think they do. It's weird, though. They have to fight 2 battles because they do that, but they also need to pump us up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they need to show kind of plenty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like I said, I think they will give us a lot of footage, but I don't think there will be much that actually gives us any plot implications.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more like, here's Lando. And here's all of these people we love. And here's all of these places that
They'll play the
visited.
The room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Try and hit you in the feels.
Steve Young coming in hot with the €10 super chat, which I think is worth like $1 million. Thank you, Steve. Steve says, "Hi guys, Steve in Essex, England, in UK. I think they'll do a story in Star Wars 9 and have it that there was a really powerful Sith mind trick that was going on in Star Wars 7 and Star Wars 8. So thank you, Steve. That's an interesting question. So let's talk about this for a second, because it leads into some thoughts that I've been having about the Skywalker saga. How do you end the Skywalker saga? What does that even mean? Could something like that be going on? Because he's sort of explaining his idea here is that there's some kind of Sith manipulation or dark side manipulation. Do you think we'll get something like that as possible explanation for things that happen in 7 and 8?
I don't know. I think that there may be some kind of hint that there was something weird maybe going on during 8, but I don't think that JJ is going to end up retconning anything huge like that, where, like the Rey parent issue or anything like that. I think it's going to, the story's going to kind of be what we know it to be so far, and that 9 is going to kind of just give us that from a certain point of view kind of perspective on it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know if they would do I'm with you when you think about them retconning hard on either one, 7 or 8. I just think that's kind of a bad thing to do. Do the hard retcon. The idea that maybe Steve's talking about here is this Sith influence that had impact on the films we didn't see. I'm not super crazy about that, but I have been thinking a lot about the possibility of some really powerful thing that was influencing them the whole time, like all the way from Anakin to Kylo, something like that. If they can wrap it up with some kind of weird, dark thing that the Skywalkers have always fought against, and now it's Ben's turn, you know what I mean, to fight against it, that I could get down with. But again, I don't think that's exactly what Steve was talking about, but you never know. I mean, we'll see. We'll get a better idea tomorrow, that's for sure. Kate coming in hot.
Hey.
What's up, Kate? Thank you for the super chat. So upset that I'm not at Celebration with y'all. So nice to see Al here. Enjoy your time in celebration and try not to break the bank. Kate, thank you so much. We're going to try not to break the bank. That Saber ran me a little more than I thought it would.
No promises.
Yeah, no promises. I mean, it's crazy. The exhibit hall is nuts, dude.
Yeah.
We spent most of the day today.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, in the exhibit hall. Just seeing like what we wanted to check out, what we wanted to buy. Maybe we'll come back for this later in that. Got my Darth Maul of the samurai version, which is pretty sick.
Super dope.
Yeah. So I mean, there's try not to break the bank, I guess. I mean, we'll do our best. Thank you so much for the support, Kate. And you got to come next time.
Yes,
we all got to meet up at a.
yeah.
I believe Kate is in New York, and so maybe New York Comic Con, Kate. Maybe we'll try to make that happen because Reed Pop got a decent relationship with Reed Pop. Decent. Bruce Apocalypse coming in hot with the super chat. By the way, I love the Barney avatar. That's cool. Should Jedi Fallen Order strictly be single player only, or would the possibility of having multiplayer as well enhance the overall experience? You're a big gamer.
Yes.
What do you think about that right away?
Straight up, I'm okay with multiplayer, but we've done that. We've seen that with Battlefield 2. I want a single player game that changes everything. Put the kind of effort that other titles put into single player storytelling.
You're a big Red Dead guy.
Yes, Red Dead, Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us, things that, these are stories. I want to see Star Wars video games tell me a story.
Right.
A story that is canon, a story that really reinvigorates Star Wars all across the board. Multiplayer is cool. Yes, you can add it, but I don't want that to be the focus of Fallen Order.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I don't even know how they would do multiplayer necessarily. And it's something I don't even really want to spend a lot of brain power thinking about.
Right.
Like, I think the big problem with Star Wars, as far as I'm concerned with video games, has been, with their promise of the new canon and their idea that everything's connected and that these stories have impact and they matter. Why haven't we seen a dope story in a video game? Like something that's really, really impactful. So I really want, and I think that we're going to get sort of this almost Metal Gear Solid version of what it would be like to be a Jedi post Order 66. You have to be stealthy, but you're still trying to like figure stuff out. I'm looking forward to that. And I want the single player to be just hands down amazing. I agree with you. That's sort of what I'm looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jess H coming in hot with the super chat. Thank you so much. Just saying, have fun. Thanks for the content. Well, thank you for checking it out because otherwise it wouldn't be content. It would be two guys just talking in the nothing. So
absolutely.
Appreciate it. Wayne White, stories and games are my favorite type. Don't care for multiplayer. Kind of with him on that. I feel like they have set up Kanan to be the main star in the game like this, but won't use him. That is an interesting question, Trev. So what do we think about Kanan? Because he is the Padawan that he survives Order 66. Now, Kanan goes on to be, of course, the sort of smuggler Han Solo type character with the jet. Dude, it's possible. Is this video game about Kanan? What do you think?
I don't know. That would be interesting. Like I wouldn't be mad at it if it were. I hadn't really given it any thought of it possibly being Kanan.
Me neither.
But if it were, I would not be upset.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only problem, I would love Kanan to be in it. So that's the thing. I think that if they're going to sort of open it up a little bit more, have more than 3 Padawans that survived. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe make there be like a dozen or something. And it would be really, really cool if Kanan's a part of that, but perhaps not the main character.
Yeah.
Because another thing I'm looking forward to is, so they have all these toys lined up. There's like shirts, guys, on the floor that they won't even show you the design of. They get revealed after the panels. So there's like a shirt coming after Jedi Fallen Order comes out. And it's just the possibility of going and checking a new Jedi, maybe a few, you know what I mean? New Jedi, and them just being really cool. You go through this big journey with them. I love the toys. I love the merch. So that's the kind of stuff I would like. Not that I don't, love Kanan stuff, but just kind of, I think, add on to that. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm about.
Yeah, definitely. I feel you.
Daniela Torres. First off, love this channel so much. We know you do. Thank you so much. You're amazing. I was wondering for next year, how hard is it to get tickets to get into the panels? I want to go and meet Daisy. Yeah, so Daniela, it's like, first of all, I think they do them every 2 years, so I don't think there's going to be a celebration next year. For a while, they were doing them every year, and then they've recently decided to do them every 2. But you never know. They could do another one next year. And as far as like the panels and all that, they changed it. So this year, and actually this is something that people are not super happy about. They changed about a couple of weeks ago, they announced this lottery system. So for every celebration since the beginning of time, the system was you wait in a queue line. And so you have people like in Orlando, I literally waited overnight in a queue line to get a wristband to then get into the panel. And people had made plans. They were prepared to do this. They came in early. They had all this set up. And then they switched it to the lottery system. And so people, like the lottery system, it's a great idea. It was just executed poorly, I feel like.
Right.
But I guess I can't exactly answer your question. But you can definitely meet Daisy. You just got to, if she's there to sign, like you'll have to pay to go meet her and like talk to her and stuff. Well worth it if you're a super fan. And I know you are, especially with the Raylo. With the Raylo. We've been asking people about Raylo on the floor too. Got some cool content coming out for you guys. Flick Talk coming in hot with the super chat. Knights of Ren don't appear to use Kyber by choice, ? Or Luke never let them get them? Or Kyber is too rare now, ? Ben Solo given special treatment. So that's a really good question. What do you think about that? Because it's true, but has Ben Solo ever used it? I mean, I guess his red cracked saber. Has he ever used a saber that wasn't like an heirloom? Because he uses Anakin's, and then he has the red one, which we don't exactly know where it comes from.
Right. I don't know. I would figure that I don't know if he necessarily has had his own.
Yeah.
But if so, I would like to see something kind of reference that in 9.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning towards the fact that he's probably been using heirlooms. I don't know if they necessarily had been given their own. Maybe they hadn't made it to that point yet.
Yeah.
Maybe he hadn't gotten there with his training.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you never really know. And as far as the Knights of Ren are concerned, I don't know exactly. Yeah, that is a good point. But see, Flick Talk, I think that the blue one is the heirloom. I think even when he uses it to block the green saber, that's Anakin's. When he was a Padawan, I believe he used Anakin's saber. I believe.
Think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. I can't like cross-reference something and prove it, but I'm pretty sure. But regardless, the Knights of Ren, we obviously haven't seen them use Kyber. I guess we could assume that, the Kyber's rare. If they are associated with the Acolytes of the Beyond from the Chuck Wendig trilogy, then they don't use sabers, I think, for a particular reason. And they destroyed the red one that they got because they thought there was Vader's. So, I don't know. I want to see lightsabers, though.
No, definitely.
So, 1 or 2,
I'm going to be highly upset
Yeah.
if we don't get a massive lightsaber duel in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't mean, I'm pretty sure we'll get, Kylo versus Rey or something to that effect. But no, I want to see something where you've got 50 on 50. Like, it's just like there's the Jedi, and I don't care if it's the Knights of Ren or if it's the new Sith or whatever it is, but there better be a huge space battle and there better be a lightsaber duel, something akin to Clone Wars.
Yes, I would really like to see that. I mean, I just want more than the 2.
Yeah.
At the very least, it needs to be more than the 2. Jackie Huntress, 2391. Thank you for the super chat. Love this channel. Do you think JJ will deliver on a massive Raylo moment or not? And would you be disappointed if he doesn't? So it's an interesting question. For me personally, I would not be disappointed if he didn't. I'm actually, so the more I think about it, because I think about this stuff a lot, I don't know how much of a Raylo shipper I actually am, in the sense that I'm not craving a happy ending. I'm not craving them to necessarily walk off into the sunset together, although I think the exile ending would be dope. I just like the attraction, and I like the drama that it has caused, like through the movies. Yeah. And I think that JJ will handle it tactfully. I do think those feelings are going to grow, which causes more drama and more tension, and I like it. You know what I mean? And this kind of weird, bizarre romance, like I'm into it. But I don't need like a moment of solidarity. I don't necessarily need like a kiss or an embrace or anything. You know what I mean? What about you?
I really don't necessarily need it either. Consider myself to be kind of a Raylo fan, a Raylo shipper, but I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I don't necessarily need there to be this moment where it's overtly obvious. They don't have to have some embrace or some passionate moment, anything like that. I definitely have come to the side of not wanting Kylo to be redeemed.
Yeah.
I was kind of on the fence about it.
Yeah.
But now that we were kind of right on the cusp of episode 9, I'm like, no, I need him to remain on the dark side.
Yeah.
If JJ finds some kind of intricate, unique way to resolve the trilogy or the whole saga without him turning, but still some type of allegiance or alliance with him and Rey, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
If she remains light and he remains dark,
Yeah.
and there's some type of way that there's balance through that, cool.
That actually is like my ultimate ending is not that Kylo like turns necessarily, but he just realizes that like he can sort of be dark side and not maybe be as evil as some of these other people. Like
Right.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm sort of confused on it because I don't need him to be redeemed. It feels like the obvious move. It has for a long time. I think that's why I kind of got against it. I've been back and forth on it, but I don't need redemption. You know what I mean? But that's just me. And look, whatever happens, if it's entertaining and satisfying, I'll accept it, of course. Bruce Apocalypse again. Should we expect to find out about Rey's parentage? Well, I mean, technically, we do know, according so far as the story's told us so far. But I do expect the parentage to be a thing that they change.
Okay.
So whether or not it's something crazy or connected to a lineage, I'm not sure. But I think maybe more than just no one is a thing. And also, I'm hoping that it's beyond her, just her who her biological parents were. Why was she on Jakku and stuff like that? I feel like that goes with it. And that should be expanded upon as well. What do you think? Are they retconning the parent thing? What do you think?
I don't think they're going to retcon it. I think JJ's going to find a unique way to have her parents remain as nobody, but to still give Rey some type of significance that the fandom can get behind.
Yeah.
And I'm almost wanting to lean towards her being some type of a clone.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect, where maybe she was something that was created by the dark side, but kind of penetrated through to the light, or made the choice to be light side.
Yeah,
because she never, and maybe she never knew, of course, that past of where she came from.
Yeah.
And so that I would actually love to see, but no, I don't think that they'll retcon the parent thing.
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly. There's been sort of some hints that like that. Because especially when you think about like some of the things that JJ said recently, right, where he's like, well, I sort of had this thing, Ryan sort of did that, and then the Simon Pegg thing comes out, and it really seems like JJ was setting up either Kenobi or something.
Yeah.
It all depends. It would have to serve the story, right?
Right.
So if it serves the story, and I'm the hugest fan of the Palpatine theory. Like if the Palpatine thing happens, like
there you go,
just bravo.
There
you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. But I think either way, they could change it and not make it too bad. It will feel weird if they change it and it's like incredibly significant.
Well, let me ask you this question. If they do change it, does that then invalidate episode 8? Or does that make episode 8 kind of almost unimportant to a degree?
Not necessarily, because I know that a lot of people, so the way that Ryan explained it was that he thought that Kylo was being honest in that moment.
Right.
So that doesn't necessarily mean that he was, right? It's just not his story anymore. So if JJ decides, oh no, in that moment Kylo's just manipulating her. Kylo knew who her parents were. Okay. You know what I mean? Then it still validates it. You know what I mean? It's still, I don't think it takes anything away from it. If they do the weird Oracle creature though, that almost like is a replacement Snoke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels really a lot like that.
Yeah.
Daniela coming in hot again with the super chat. Outside of the Den of Nerds, what else are you guys involved with, and how big is the team? Do y'all do fan meetups? Well, we certainly want to do fan meetups. So we have to grow a lot more. Yes. You know what I mean? Just in general, I think before, not necessarily a fan chat or a fan meetup wouldn't be warranted, because I'll go meet 3 people. You know what I mean? I'll go meet one person. Let's be real. But we want to grow it out to make it an experience. As far as how big the team is, I mean, it's Al, myself, Ken is on our social media, G-Lo's over there, making sure that we're not saying anything too bad or anything wrong. Justin runs the Den of Nerds Gaming. We're looking to bring more people on. We just set a thing out for the editor. Yeah, it's a relatively small unit. And as far as what we do outside of the Den of Nerds, like day jobs, I still hold down a restaurant gig occasionally, do some shifts. Al, you're in healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare.
Yeah. The idea is that we're trying to make a company that we can turn our passions for nerdy things and community into our career.
Absolutely.
And that's really what the vision is. And wouldn't that be the way to live? And honestly, we want to do it so that we can not just do it for ourselves, but do it for others.
Right. Absolutely.
But thank you so much for the super chat. And we'll do a meetup. We got to come to Boston and see Daniela. I know Daniela's in Boston. Will we get to find out about? Oh, this is Jacob Nixon. Will we get to find out about Finn's family in 9? His story is left untold. Do we need it? What do you think?
I don't think we need it.
Okay.
I think we kind of have Finn's arc. Whether you agree or disagree with where it went in episode 8, he has a path, and we kind of saw him make his decision in 8 to kind of do away with kind of what he knew as his past as with being first order, excuse me. But I don't think we need to know anything about I would put it this way: if we did get his past, I would love to see that in episodic form on the Disney streaming service.
Yeah.
And maybe not just be Finn, but kind of a story of all of the kids that
were getting taken. Yeah. Yeah. That's a great idea. Yeah. I like that idea. Someone at Lucasfilm make that happen. Yeah. I don't know about the Finn backstory thing. I don't know if it's necessarily wasted. You know, we did a whole backstory movie for Han Solo. I felt was unneeded, and I think a lot of the fan base agreed that it was unneeded. Now, people like it and people don't, but at the end of the day, I think that one of the reasons it was sort of hurt as a film, you really don't need it.
Right.
Like he's the jerky guy that's really great at being a pilot, and he messes up occasionally, and he's funny. Like, you don't need the backstory for that character, and if you do, it's one of those things where it's like, don't meet your heroes. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of my opinion on it. Young Mel coming in hot with a super chat. Do you think we will see any new Jedi in Episode 9? What do you think about that? New Jedi?
I think by the time Episode 9 ends, there will be a new Jedi order.
I hope so.
It may not necessarily be kind of the traditional Jedi order that we know, but I think by the time we get to the conclusion of 9, there will be a new order.
Okay. No, I like that. I hope you're right. I would like to see that. There were rumors back from the original leak that there were Force sensitives, not necessarily Jedi, but Force sensitives that were seeking out Rey as sort of refuge, because Kylo, I think, was seeking them down as well. That would be really cool. Again, if we get some Knights of Ren that have some Force abilities, that would be really cool as well. Of course, I want to see new Jedi. I really do hope that we get a new order, because that sort of opens things up.
Yeah.
Whatever they do next,
exactly.
Bunch of new Jedi.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the way to go on that one. Let's see here. Will Jakku play an important role in Episode 9 in the trilogy? Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku? Dustin Bates. What do you think? Why does everybody want to go back to Jakku? Is Jakku going to be significant?
I think Jakku is going to play a role. I think if once we start to get more about Rey's backstory and why she was placed there, I think there's going to be some significance there. We had the Battle of Jakku that kind of ended the whole thing. And so it's significant in that respect already. And I think the fact that we kind of opened the sequel trilogy on Jakku, meeting Rey there and kind of learning that, that story there, I think it would only make sense for JJ to kind of bring it back home.
It gives closure. Yeah. And I think that, there is something going on Jakku. Like, that was a big mystery, was like, what exactly is going on here? I mean, come on, the Falcon's there. Lord Santeca has the map to Luke Skywalker there. Rey's there. The observatory's there. Like, bro, there's got to be significant. It has perhaps like a Force nexus or something to that effect. We know it's on the Outer Rim, and it was a clear shot into the unknown regions as far as a space lane, a hyperspace lane. So, there's sort of written in value, but yeah, do I want to see them go back? Yes, and I want more of an explanation for Jakku. Mark C. coming in hot with the super chat. How true do you think the Rey clone from Luke's hand theory is? You like this theory, don't you?
Yeah, I like the idea of her being a clone. I don't know about the Luke hand part of it.
Yeah.
I was kind of digging that at one point, but it's like then it kind of seems kind of cheesy to me.
Yeah.
It just seems like all of a sudden now they're cloning from Luke's hand. I don't think if you're gonna go down the road of her being a clone, it could be something as simple as that. Possibly, but if so, I would kind of want to see them bring that whole idea full circle and maybe mix in something with Vader having to do with it also.
Yeah, yeah.
So that it's not just a Luke thing, but more of a Skywalker bloodline kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
To where maybe they were trying to tap into the midichlorian count or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That I mean, that's definitely a really interesting way to do it. I don't like I said, I think it's a little cheesy. It's a little corny when it comes to the hand thing. But you know, the reason I think people were really thinking about it is because originally JJ was going to make the hand floating the first shot.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It was so weird.
I'm so glad they didn't.
I
do
know,
that.
right? That would have set a real weird tone,
right,
in the theater. You
that
know
would have been the first. Like, what in the hell?
So you never know. I don't think that theory has a lot of merit. I think the clone thing could be possible. What if she's a clone of like Obi-Wan Kenobi? You know what I mean? And I saw some people say in the chat like clones are always the same sex. That's not true. There's even in Star Wars there are examples in Legends of clones that were different sexes. And genetically speaking, you can have twins that are different sexes. Can you have identical twins that are different sexes though? That's a good question.
Good question.
Look, we're not scientists. We're talking about fantasy here. Trev Fishman coming in hot with the super chat. How do you think the Leia parts of Episode 9 will be received, and will they be believable? Ooh, this is a great question.
Yes.
This is a question on everybody's mind. Thank you, Trev. What do you think, man?
I think JJ is going to take it upon himself to put Leia in the light that everyone was hoping to see her in. I think we all can agree that the whole Mary Poppins thing was kind of weird. I was cool with her showing force ability, but the way it was done was kind of odd. I really wasn't necessarily in love with Leia's treatment in Episode 8 in general.
I know they put her in a coma.
Right, exactly.
You know?
And it just didn't tonally fit for me. But I think JJ knows that. He understands that. You know, that was one of the big backlashes that the fans had, one of many with Episode 8. But I think JJ is going to take it upon himself to say, you know what, let's set this back right in terms of the characters that we love, that we've come to love. Yeah, let's bring them back there.
You know, it's funny. I maybe didn't even think about this until just now. But what a better gesture from Lucasfilm and Disney in the wake of the criticism that they didn't understand how significant and important the original trilogy characters were. As a way to answer to that, if they somehow nail the Leia send-off from a story and from a technical standpoint, I think that's a huge win for them. And it would be a big win for them with the fan base. So I think that they know that maybe, and they're taking the shot. And I also think they're going to throw all the money at it.
Yeah.
So I'm confident. I'm confident in it, and I'm really excited. That's one of the things I'm actually really excited about is to see how it's executed and how they're gonna say goodbye to the princess. You know what I mean? But thank you, Trev, for that question. That's a good question, man. Let's see here. Let's get a couple more just in the chat here. Yeah, Ryan Johnson putting Leia in a coma for half the movie was stupid. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan myself.
No.
Dang, what did he miss? Branch Ranch, man. Missed the whole thing, bro. We're gonna go for like 10 to 12 more minutes just because we're starving. We got to go get some food. If Luke's hand was found. Yeah, Second Street Marvel. What's up, bro? Yeah, we are definitely getting ready to have a great weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In a second here, before we leave, I want to tell you guys the story about how I got thrown out of Celebration last night, actually. Will they make Leia a sacrifice for Kylo's redemption? I think that's a great thing. I think that would be a great way. If they tie that into the redemption, I think it's a great idea. I do think that would work. Are the Knights of Ren forced users? It seems like Kylo is the only one that wields a lightsaber. Kanga Jenga. This is very similar to a question we just got. Maybe you want to check it out on the replay, but we can expand on it. First, I don't think we even know if they're all force sensitive or not. I remember somebody saying they might not all be, and I don't know if that was official leak or whatever. What do you think? Do you think there are some, if not all, are force sensitive?
I think some of them will be. or scratch that. You know what? I take that back. No, I think all of them will be, because my assumption is going to be that these are going to be students from Luke's Academy.
Right, exactly.
So if they were all Force users at that point, then I would feel like even if they grew in number, they still would have been for it. Kylo, and they would have still recruited Force
That's
users.
true. That's really true. And maybe the lightsaber thing is just scarcity. Maybe it's their code. Maybe
Could
only, because maybe only the leader can use the lightsaber. I think
I can see that.
We heard that as a rumor or a speculation or something. But, I don't know. Second Street Marvel, thank you so much for the super chat. No question in there, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Josh, why on earth were you thrown out of Celebration? Yo, give me like 2 minutes. I'll explain it. It's crazy. What poster? I don't know what you're talking about. Raylos will be the ones hating episode 9. I can tell you that much. Maybe. It depends. I mean, it really depends what they do in it. You know what I mean? If they sort of totally retcon it and ignore this thing, I could see a lot of Raylo people being very upset with that.
Yeah, if they totally do away with the concept of Raylo in episode 9, then expect that fandom to hit the roof.
That fandom is fierce.
Lose it.
Let me tell you guys something about that fandom, right? I deal with a lot of fandoms and I deal with a lot of hate. Right? So I did a video on that Amino app, right? I did an exclusive video back in the day, and the Raylo community was split on it, but a lot of them came after me, dude.
Oh, wow.
Viciously, because I had implied that, to them, I had implied that Ray's only thing to do was to have a child. That Ray was only valuable because she had a child or something like that. It's like how they saw it or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, what?
Like, wait, what?
I'm not the guy making these Mary Sue videos.
There you go.
Do a little research. Freaking internet.
It's that simple.
But yeah, that community is rough, man. They can be bad. Uh-oh, are we lagging hard? Did we hit the lag? Yeah, the video output is low. We're just off of this Airbnb internet, guys. I have a different thing we can try in a little bit here. Plus, Gilo's over there playing like 6 games. He's got all of his electronic devices up. All of them. All right, so we'll do a couple more questions, and we're gonna get out of here, guys. We should be streaming. Just so you know, tomorrow. This is the schedule tomorrow. If you're one of the hardcore Star Wars fans and you want to know what we're doing, I will probably not do the show tomorrow. Probably no nerdy news rundown. Instead, as soon as the trailer comes out, I'm gonna break down the trailer. So I'm actually probably gonna hang back here and break down the trailer from home, just so I can do like a really good edit, really, really quick, get the breakdown out to you guys. We'll do some reaction stuff from the going to be there on the floor. We'll do reaction stuff on social media and different things like that. And then we'll do another live stream tomorrow night. Even if it's just a short one like this one.
Right.
We want to talk with you guys about it and see what's going on. But yeah, we'll this is I guess it's getting a little bit laggy for people is what they said. So we'll do just a couple more questions and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, drop some likes if you could. That would be amazing.
That like.
Smash that like button right in the face. There'll be a riot if there's no trailer. Yeah, I will personally riot if there's no trailer. And I'll do 2 more questions and then I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you the story. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. Rose, question mark. Answer, no. What about you getting booted out? Yeah, I'll tell you. How do you think Kylo would get redeemed? Can we imagine that scene? That's tough. That's a noob game. That's not an easy answer. What would the scene look like to you if Kylo did get redeemed?
I honestly couldn't even tell you because I don't want to see. I'm that adamant about it. I think if it had to, I think it would have to do with something where he's trying to save Leia. Or Rey. Or he jumps. I think if they went the Rey route, it would just be too cliche and it would be too predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, the Leia thing kind of makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that it kind of would harken back to The Last Jedi and him not being able to pull the trigger.
That's true.
And him just finally making that decision ultimately, no, if this is what this means, I can't cross that line. I would rather see it if it was going to play out that way, that's the way I'd want to see it.
Yeah, no, I get you. Just for the chat, I saw somebody say Ahsoka question mark. That answer is capital Y-E-S.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with Ahsoka would be amazing. And, you know, I actually, to be fair, I'm going to give the Rose a chance in this movie at 9 and see. You know, let's just see. Maybe she'll knock it out of the park. It's not that she acted poorly. It's that the character was a poor character.
No, and I think I will say this. With the Reylo in consideration also, that line that she had at the end of Last Jedi is going to play a role.
I think so too.
The whole saving what we love,
right?
That's
but that implies to be more. You know, it's going to be Rey that does it for him,
possibly, or it could be Kylo saving his mom.
True, but she's got to go though, right?
Yeah.
So
well,
he saves her, and then
it's like, he tries it, and it's like, whoa.
He pulls the Mary Poppins trick again. It's into the sun.
Oh my God,
black hole sun. All right, guys, let me tell you this story real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you if you're still with me. Damn, I love you, people. All right, check this out. So, we're at Star Wars Celebration yesterday, and so I call security. Let's just start here. So I call the place. It's McCormick Place. We're in Chicago. We just got in. So I call McCormick Place. Nobody's picking up. I go to all the different departments. The only department that picks up is security. And so I asked security about will call. I'm like, where can I get my badges and all this stuff? I was like, I prefaced it. I said, I don't even think you know. I was like, I don't think you're going to know this, but I'm trying to get my badge and all this stuff. So they're like, yeah, we're going to be open till midnight, and it's in room 183 AB. That's where you need to go. I was like, sweet. Awesome.
Cool.
So we head over there. At this point, it's just me and Angela. And we head over to the convention center. We're asking people around, how do we get there, whatever. We talk to another person in security. That's going to be important in a minute. We're talking to another person in security, and we're saying, where do we go? This lady tells us, you know, you go across this bridge, you go into this other section of the thing, you got to go over here, bada boom, bada bing, and you're good. So we're going over there. We get lost, of course, and, you know, we can't exactly find it. We find ourselves at the top floor, third floor of Celebration, where the big mural is. Beautiful, awesome mural. Mm-hmm. We almost ripped down the last section of it so that we could see what's on there. And then some people leaked it online anyways. It looks pretty cool. So then we're coming out the other side. We're trying to find this thing. We're going down the escalator. This convention is called Star Wars Celebration, and it tends to create feelings of enthusiasm, excitement.
You would think.
Yeah, we were pretty happy. We were pumped. And so we're like, I don't want to say doing cartwheels, you know what I mean? But pretty much doing cartwheels down the escalator. You know, we're just having a good time, feeling it. Angelo, like, kicked out his leg as he like launched off the end of the escalator, and this security guy saw us doing this and was hell bent immediately, like snapped like this and was like, who are these hooligans? Get them out of here. And he came over, man, and I've never, like, I don't understand. Like, this guy was just like in our faces and giving us all sorts of grief, and we're trying to explain what's going on because, as I just told you guys, we called. I spoke to literally security, and the homie's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, bro, what? I was like, I'll show you right now on the phone and stuff. He's like, that's not our number. I was like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, what is this guy's problem? You know what I mean?
Love top flight security.
Yeah, man. Dude, of course. And so he wouldn't even let us go over. We're trying to like get over there to the will call thing. I'm like, look, there's people over there. I just need to get my badge. I just took this Uber over here. You know, freaking out on all this stuff. Luckily, his supervisor or whatever comes over and is much more calm. But basically, they, in so many words, just told us to leave and that we had to leave immediately. And it was almost a big issue with this guy. Yeah. So we technically got kicked out of Celebration before we even got in.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts. So, you know, that's some special stuff. We can only pull that off over here at the Den of Nerds. But yeah, guys, we're going to call it for now. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, everybody, for the support. You guys are amazing. We're going to be breaking down the trailer tomorrow.
Yes.
We will finally know something. We're going to know something. And we'll speculate about it even more. Guys, make sure you check back tomorrow morning and tomorrow night for another live stream. Any questions you have about anything that went on at Celebration, we'll talk about it tomorrow night. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And we will see you in the next video.
That's right.